Hey guys, welcome back to another Ropin Ranch tutorial. Today we'll be going over some basic gameplay, and we are actually going to go through all of these objectives that we have. Now, I'm at level 50 for my XP, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what will happen if I wasn't level 50. So for this tutorial, I will be dropping my level down. Now that I have dropped my level down and I'm only a level 45, we can start working towards these competitions, or these objectives. So you'll notice that all objectives give the player 300 XP and 1 timer. Well, what are timers? Timers are used in the game for a few different things. So if we go to the horse trainer and we send a horse to training, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll do this Azteca here, and I'm going to do it for normal time. A timer allows you to speed up the time of their training because otherwise it'll be this 9 hours and 59 minutes. It's also the same for behavior training. If I send a horse to behavior training and I want to adjust their points that they get. Now these points are used towards competitions and the Grand Championship. So things like, where's one of my quarter horses, because that's kind of what I've been working with left, or even one of my paints. So like, for instance, we've got Donna here, but we've got Oreo, and Oreo is high strung. So I want to bring Oreo up to a +3 points. This will cost 20,000 coins and 20 moons, and it will only age him up by 16 months. It'll take 10 hours because it takes 2 hours and 30 minutes per increase. So it'll take 10 hours total. If I confirm this, I will have the ability to use my timers for that. Timers are also used in our new chickens. So if we go to poultry, and I check out my incubator. Right now I've got a single egg in here. If I use a timer, I can age up that egg and get it ready for hatching. Or in the brooder, I've got chicks in here. Now these guys have to get aged up and get out. But this is that egg that I just hatched. So if I age it up, and then I age it up, and now it's ready to actually leave the coop here soon, right? Like that. So it is now out of the coop. And so that's what those timers are used for, all different things like that. So our first objective is to give some horse some hay. That one's easy. We're gonna just go to our stable, pick on one of my amazing horses here, and give some hay. Now if we go back, I can claim this objective. I gained 300 XP, and I also was given 1 timer. Now these are a little bit more difficult, but not as much. The training and stamina is a simple one. You're just gonna go to one of your horses, so I'm gonna go to one of these that isn't fully trained, which none of them that are not adults are not fully trained. Or not fully trained. Let me see what my Morgans are at. Nope, those are babies. I pretty much keep only fully trained horses, which can be a problem for people that are like, OMG, like, I can't get my objectives today. And this is typically the problem, is either you have fully trained horses or you don't have a horse that will be able to get that breeding objective. Stuff like that. Okay, we can do one of these. So I think it was it stamina, I think? Did it say to train in? So we're gonna go ahead and come over here and age this horse up. Now it's not tame. Do I have one of them that is tame? You're tame. So we're gonna go ahead and train in stamina, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the full amount, the 9 hours. Never mind, I'm not gonna do the full amount. I'm gonna do the 8 hours. Okay, never mind, I'm gonna do 7 hours. Okay, so I've now trained in stamina, which should get that objective. So now I'm at 800. Now you'll notice I had gained XP for training in general. So that gets me up to 860, and then win a saddle seat competition. So a good way to be able to see this one is if you come over here and you look at the saddle seat information, you'll notice that it uses stamina and gallop. And then you can go to my game, animal breeds, and it'll show you all of the different animals. And so we're going to look for one stamina and gallop near that front. So an appendix quarter horse, maybe. Maybe a Morab. So I think I'm going to go with the appendix quarter horse here. And so I'm going to go to the direct sales, see if I can find one real quick. And we'll go ahead and sort by GP. Now, this is really based on if you want to be spending money, obviously, on animals that will be making you win for the amount of XP that you're getting. So is it worth the 1600 coins to gain 300 XP and a timer? And if it is, and we also have to consider that potentially this horse might not have even been fully trained. So if this horse wasn't fully trained, I would have had to fully train it to try and get that win. And if they weren't fully trained, I would have maybe had to send them to the trainer. So things like that definitely put into play on whether or not you actually want to spend the money on trying to win and get some of these things. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed it, age it up, and get in a few more of these competitions. The other aspect to this is, since I don't have any other horses that could potentially compete in saddle seat today, I'm gonna have to just wait until these competitions run itself, because I'm not gonna be able to fill the competitions like I would if it was like a barrel racing competition or one of the Western specialties, because I don't have almost any English horses on this account. So definitely can be a little hard in that aspect, but if you sit and you wait on it, you could potentially win. So now I've entered all of the ones that I can, and if I go to competitions compete, I can see all of the ones that are pending. 2 of them have only 1 slot, or 3 have 1 slot, 4 have 1 slot. So technically, at least 4 of the competitions should run relatively quickly. And so I should be able to see those stats here soon and see if I can win those competitions. Now, we've got about 5 minutes until competitions run. Competitions run every 10 minutes in game, so 2:10 will be the next time that it runs. So since I have nothing to do during that time period and we're just going to wait and see if I can get those to run, I'm actually going to come over here and work with some of my paint horses, because why not, and make the video a little bit longer, since technically I kind of already did a lot. So right now my highest GP paint is Donna here, Donna has been working really hard to try and throw me a baby horse that would be with markings, and that hasn't been working very well. I haven't been getting very far. So I'm gonna try to do that a few more times here, see if I can get her to throw a baby that has some markings, because that's what I've been trying to get done. And we'll see if I can get a pretty baby. And I've got some babies that, so like right now, this is her newest, is this one right here at a 432. So I've got a solid red roan. And we're gonna just go ahead and get her off of the mom. And then I think the male that we've been breeding to is this Tovero. So he does have enough energy to breed again. Donna's getting a little old and tired of all of this, but we're trying, Donna. So we're gonna go to my stallions. And we'll go ahead and pull up purebred paints since it's not pulling up immediately. And yes, they are related. The related part is I don't care if it drops the GP a little bit. As long as I can get a baby with some markings, that's really all I'm trying to get right now, because then at least I can start breeding a next generation and trying to get more babies with markings. So that's really all I care about right now, not the GP itself. Come on, Donna, give me a good baby. Awesome, one more age. And another solid. Dang it. I think I only have like a 25% chance. Oh my gosh, Roan. And so it's been a fun time trying to get one with markings, but this colt right here is her son, so I know that it's possible to be able to get it, and I also know that this one's possible. So I have a colt here. I guess I could just flip the gender on this one. You know what? I might just do that. I might just do that for this guy here. £3. I'm gonna get him old enough though that I can send him to the trainer. And by doing the gait training and the halter training will reduce significantly the amount of time that your horse is going to be at the trainer, and it also will reduce the amount of moons and coins that it requires to send them to the trainer. So that's a really cool thing to put into your mind when you're working towards these goals. All of the buttons. I think he probably only has one more age, and then he'll be an adult. Okay, so we're gonna send him to the trainer. And so the other guys were like 9 hours. he's only going to take 6 hours, and he's only going to take 18 moons and 45 coins, which is actually not bad at all. And so we're going to go ahead and speed it up by 6 timers. And he is now returning home. And we just did have the competitions run, so I'm going to go and check on competitions real quick. We're still waiting on slots for 3 of them, so I think only one of them ran. And we've got 2nd, 4th, and 3rd, so we didn't actually win that competition. But you will notice that my XP has gone up significantly. It's gone up about 3,000 points just for me taking care of and training horses, so that's definitely increasing while we're waiting. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the horseshoe market for a second and flip that little boy, or I guess he's a big boy now since he's an adult. And he was 5 years old, so he's gonna be on like the 2nd or 3rd page. There he is. That's 425 actually. I wanted 432. So I think he's on the next page. Yeah, he was 432. There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and get him flipped. And I don't know if he's related, or I don't know if she's related to these other 2 here. So we're gonna take a look. Donna and the 425. This is the 425. What about this 411? So they share moms, but they don't share dads. But it might be worth it just to start with that generation so that we can start getting some different babies. I think it was the 411, yeah. Yeah, so this one right here, which honestly is going to be the same penalty. So we're gonna do this. Let's just hope we don't get a lethal white baby, because that is an option here. We didn't. So we got a cute little boy, and he does have markings, which is great. And he's a 428. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is quickly go through and filter through some of my babies that I'm going to go ahead and sell. So I'm going to sell all my solids here. And I always move my horses that I'm going to sell to the quarantine before I sell them. That way when the sale ends, if it did not complete, that they are in the quarantine and I don't have to remove them again and re-go through all of the horses again. Awesome. And then as far as my Pintalusas go, we're gonna go and toss these guys. And we're gonna toss this 418 colt here too. Okay. So that reduces my barn down to only these guys, which is kind of nice. Now these guys have already been Grand Champion nominated, which is good. And then I've got a bunch of horses here in my quarantine that I do have to go through and sell. We're gonna look at Truman real quick, double check how he's going, and see if maybe I can enter in some more saddle seat competitions. But it looks like the other saddle seat competitions don't have anyone else currently in them. He does need to get his shoes refitted again. Okay, so we're gonna head back. And since obviously there's no more saddle seat competitions really to enter, we're really gonna have to just rely on those other ones to run. Do I have any other horses in my quarantine that I'm gonna sell that I could switch over? I could do Stormy Lady. Or one of these guys I could do as fillers, because they're fully trained. So we're gonna reset them to English. Give them just some random tack. And I'm gonna give them different tack. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you actually are doing different tack for your horses than what the other horses are getting, you'll actually go through them a lot quicker, because that one will need 100 uses and so will all the rest of them. So you won't actually have to go through the saddle and stuff as much. So right now I've been using through a few of the different like tack items, but once I've gone through everything in like all of one specialty, so right now I mostly have stuff in Western. Once all of my stuff in Western is broken and gone, I was planning on doing 5 different colors of saddle, 5 different colors of bridle, and that way I could just pack a competition and it would only have, and I would be able to do 100 uses per horse instead of about 20 uses per horse. So that's another little tip. And we're gonna try to get into the last 2 of these, see if we can get these competitions to run. And we're also gonna move him back to the quarantine facility since she tried to run away. And we can work on this one as well. I think I clicked on the same one. And let's check that compete tab and see how that's looking. 2, 1, 3. We're getting close. Yeah, this one needs 2. That one needs 2. It's always gonna sort by what's gonna be running the quickest, I think. I think it should. So we're gonna try to get in one more competition before 2:30 hits with our other packed horses. That way we can make sure that at least one of the winners is one of our horses, because we're packing it. Okay, let me go to quarantine and grab 2 more horses. Let's grab Heather, you're trained, and Reba is trained. So Heather is going to be English. We're going to change specialties to English. And then with Reba, we're also going to do the same thing. We're going to change to English. Like I said, I literally don't ever compete in English. And we are gonna, so that competition should run. So should this one. And I need to age up again. Running out of energy here. I know the shoes are starting to wear. Okay, so we've entered all of them that we can with this one. And we're gonna now go and enter all the ones we can with this one, which is only 3 because the other ones already got entered. So now in 4 minutes, when it runs, we're almost guaranteeing that we are going to win at least one of those competitions. I need to age up one more time. Okay. Yeah, we're still waiting on that, but now we're at 5,800, which is not bad at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through my quarantine here and sell some horses while we're waiting. So, and then we gotta age this little guy up to get him off of mom. And then we're gonna Coggins test. And this one I'm gonna do for just like 3,000. We're aging this little buddy up. Purebred paint at 366. Honestly, I don't know why she's in here. Wait, it was the other one's 4? I think the other ones were 4. That's why. Because what were her parents? Yeah, that's why. So we're going to age her up, get her Coggins tested. And then these guys, which are high, I'm going to sell them at 6,500. Because they're definitely worth it for 6,500. They're just solid. And then her, I'm gonna just do 3,000. This one, I'm gonna do 2,000 because I think that that's a 50-50 horse. I think this one's also a 50-50, so I'm gonna do 2,000. And then a Coggins test here. And competitions are technically doing the running right now. So all of a sudden we're going to see that money go up. And that should be relatively soon here. That we'll notice that money go up. There we go. So it just went up and we can go check our sales now. Or our competitions. So none of the saddle seat need a run, and I did complete that English saddle seat competition. So I have officially, within just playing for 30 minutes, I went up 6,100 XP. And so, you know, I have people a lot of the times that are like, oh my gosh, I never level up, I never gain XP, I don't know why I'm not gaining XP. And I wanted to show you guys that yes, you can really gain XP really quickly just if you are actually playing the game, actually taking care of horses, breeding, training, and playing the game as actually intended. instead of just kind of clicking around and doing other things. I don't know really what other people are doing on the game that they aren't earning XP, because every button of carrying and stuff will actually earn you XP. But I gave a lot of tips, gave a lot of information, so I hope that everybody has learned a little bit of something, and I hope that everybody has a lovely night or day or whatever part of the time frame it is. So happy ranching.